Anyway, to start off, so Oculus is a VR brand. So for those who are using it, there's good news and bad news. Now, obviously, you can still use your VR games, and you can look forward to more better VR experiences in the near future. But sad to say, if you're an Oculus owner, uh, you might not be wanting to using your phone, your VR headsets anymore in the future because for those who are not informed, Oculus was bought off or is now currently owned by Facebook, which they bought it I think back in 2014. Yes, I think that's right. Yeah, 2014. And obviously, for those who are familiar with Facebook, with data privacy issues and so forth, so they're requiring now. Oh, there's an emergency coming through. So there's a requirement for Facebook for you to integrate your Oculus account with your Facebook social media account. So if you think that's too good to be true, well, a lot of people are not too glad about it. So let's take a look here. So obviously, with what Facebook is wanting with regards to Oculus creating a unified account, so to speak. Now, obviously, this sounds interesting in terms of concept, so that you can integrate two different platforms into just one social media and gaming experiences. I think other companies has already tried and failed, and there's a reason because integrating your personal profile into your gaming profile are two different things, and a lot of people are not too thrilled about this. Now, obviously, when you hear the word or hear the company Facebook, it's always associated with data privacy issues and, you know, history of user manipulation. So, you have 2 years. That's a good thing about it. So, if you're an Oculus owner, you have until 2 years from now to switch or to create to integrate your Facebook account. But for those who are planning to buy an Oculus in the future, well, I was thinking about it before, and now I'm even more hesitant to purchase their product. And obviously, there are other alternatives which we'll discuss in a bit. But in terms of the games that they played, right, they have popular games such as I think Beat Saber is one. Another was Half-Life, Alex, and there are many more games that that you can play in VR. Now, obviously, it's not a very big market if you think about it, but in terms of Oculus, the company and the brand, they have millions of users, which is not chump change. So it's very highly profitable. Now, obviously, Facebook is leveraging this, taking advantage of those user base and integrating the data that they can collect from your social media, which is to their detriment. But for us as users, obviously, with the TikTok issue, with Trump, with their trade war with China and so forth, you know, data privacy issue is even more prominent nowadays. Now, obviously, if you're going to use their platform in terms of games, what do you have now? So obviously, either you stop using the game or you stop using their VR or switch to another competitor, which is, you have PlayStation VR is another, and I think HTC Vive is another, which actually in this article I wrote, I saw that competitors are always willing to take advantage if another company is lagging behind. And in the case of what do you call this? In the case of HTC, there was a Twitter feed regarding Oculus announcing what they were planning to change, and obviously people were not too thrilled about it, so they gave their feedback. So let me show you some of them. So sell your Oculus and let's all buy HTC Vive. And guess what HTC did? So they used that opportunity to to market their product. So they gave a reply, "We're here when you're ready." So they provided the link. And I think there was another link. There's another comment here. Yeah. So Kyle mentioned, "Yo, HTC Vive, you up?" And they reply, "Oh, we're up." So meaning companies are taking advantage of if a company is not thinking of or being concerned with customers feedback or users interest here. Anyway, so let's take a look here. So it's not just that. Obviously, users issue is primary here, but also the developers, you have to consider this. Now, If that were the case, if you're trying to develop a VR game, then if Oculus users cannot, you know, is not willing to implement the change here. So what's the incentive for developers to create more games for Oculus, VR games for Oculus, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, the user suffers, the developer suffers, and even competition, because obviously Oculus is one of the top VR gaming consoles in the market right now, and you know technically they're not considered cheap, much more expensive than typical Sony PlayStation or even Xbox console games, and you have other options. You can play PC games as well. So it's a very niche market, but at the end of the day, this is what it is, right? This is what Facebook want to happen with their VR games. Obviously, it's only a small portion with regards to their total company profile.